YouTube. In today's video, we got
This is a certified hood
classic. And also, I got something for you guys. The ball. So we gonna hoop and we about to score on these bitch ass niggas, man. But nah, in today's video, supposedly a quadruple amputee killed someone then fled the state, man. So let's get straight to it, man.
This quadruple amputee cornhole athlete is now facing serious charges after police say he took a man's life during an argument and drove off with his remains.
Hold on, fool. First off, my nigga, how the fuck do you get walked down by a nigga with no legs? Huh? My nigga, when you go to heaven and the angels ask you, like, bro, what did you die? Like, what happened? You tell a nigga, I got walked down by a nigga with no legs. What? My nigga, I'm going to be furious. Send this bitch ass nigga to hell.
Yes, they are alleging a quadruple amputee did all of this. I mean, this is just one of those times where, honestly, I can't believe the headline. But believe it or not, this headline's real.
Quadruple amputee cornhole champion now facing charges for allegedly shooting and killing someone in his vehicle.
Okay, so a professional...
How the fuck did he shoot him and he had no arms, gang? He's a quadruple amputee. That mean that nigga has no legs and no arms. How the fuck did he let off the Glock, the Draco? That nigga had to use his mouth or something. That nigga said, nigga, put your bitch ass down. Now that's crazy.
Cornhole player who's also a quadruple amputee is now sitting in jail facing first-degree charges after police say that he shot a man during an argument while driving a car. Bro is probably the most disabled person I've ever heard of.
No
like, I don't even know how. Sorry, I'm just trying to imagine how all this happens. I mean, like a normal person would have trouble firing a firearm accurately while driving a car, but this guy has no limbs. Like, this isn't just like shocking. This is just confusing to a level where we're almost sitting there like, I must be missing something. But according to investigators, this is what they said happened. So on the night of March 22nd, police say that Dayton James Weber was driving a car in Maryland with 3 other people inside. And at some point during the drive, an argument broke out between him and the man in the front passenger seat. And we now know that that man was Braddock Michael Wells. And I guess in the middle of this argument, authorities say that Weber allegedly pulled out a firearm and shot him inside the car.
Ow.
And police then said after the shooting, Weber pulled the car over and asked the 2 people sitting in the back seat to help him remove the body. Excuse me, what? I mean, this is so crazy. But both of them refused, got out of the vehicle, and ended up flagging down police to report what had just happened. And honestly, that's probably the one moment in this entire story where someone made a normal decision. But
okay, so hold on. I'm sitting in the back seat, right? Let's just picture this, all right? So I'm sitting in the back seat, right? We cooling. The nigga let off the Draco. Nigga with no arms, no legs. Nigga pull over with no arms. Then he gonna be like, hey, help me dump this body. Nigga, what? I'm gonna kick your dumb ass, nigga. You on the ground crying? You think I'm some bitch or something? Hell no.
in a Charles County police statement released later, the police said that they were flagged down by 2 people near the area of La Plata Road and Radio Station Road at La Plata. And instead of staying at the scene or calling for help, authorities say that Weber got back in his car and drove off with the victim still inside. And then about 2 hours later, someone in a completely different area calls 911 after finding a body lying near their yard. Officers then respond, and that's where they locate the victim, who's pronounced dead at the scene. So now you have a situation where, according to the police, this starts as an argument in the car, turns into a shooting, and then ends up with a body being moved and left in some poor person's yard.
Okay, first off, my nigga, what was the argument about? Because for a nigga that's quadruple amputee to let shots off at you, my nigga, you have to piss him off. What did you say possibly? Like,
also just trying to figure out the logistics of him trying to dump a body, being a quadruple amputee. Again, the most disabled person I've ever heard of. But I guess as if that wasn't enough, Weber isn't found anywhere near the scene. So authorities track him down into Charlottesville, Virginia, after locating his vehicle at a gas station. And then they find him at a nearby hospital where he'd gone to seek treatment for a medical issue. So he was taken into custody after being released, and now he's being held as a fugitive from justice while he awaits to be extradited back to Maryland. And I guess being a fugitive from justice basically just means that you're wanted for a crime in one state, but you're found in a different state. In this case, Weber was found in Virginia, but the crime happened in Maryland. Now, once he's extradited back to Maryland, he's expected to face multiple serious charges tied to this case. So yeah, this is where things are right now. And honestly, we haven't even gotten into who this guy is yet, because That's the part that makes the story even harder to wrap your head around, because before any of this happened, Dayton Weber was actually known for something completely different. He had built this reputation as someone who overcame the insane odds just to live a normal life, let alone compete in anything. Because when he was just 10 months old, he developed a severe bacterial infection that led to sepsis. Doctors gave him only a 3% chance of survival, and in order to save his life, they had to amputate all of his limbs. So
All right, first off, I just want to say to all the amputees out there, don't attack me, gang. Like, first and foremost, condolences out to all of y'all. Y'all are strong, independent individuals, and I pray y'all get through any circumstances that y'all get through. But I do want to say, my nigga, this is like a video game, because, like, how the fuck are y'all driving like this, my nigga? And then you said, nigga, what? Five, nigga. 5. Like, what? This is crazy.
from the very beginning, this was someone who realistically was not expected to survive at all, but he did. And he went on to do things that most people with no physical limitations don't even attempt. By the time he was growing up, he was already competing in the sports like wrestling, and he was featured in ESPN in 2023. And at one point, he was even recognized as one of the top cornhole players in the state.
Weber was featured by ESPN a few years ago, highlighting his success as a competitive cornhole champion. Now, after...
Bro, there's no way I'm letting a nigga like this kill me, gang. I'm sorry, bro. Like, y'all niggas be dying in the most craziest ways, bro. Like, God, Heavenly Father, and Jesus Christ, like, this shit's crazy, gang.
The incident last night, he is a suspect accused of fatally shooting a passenger in his car while driving through a small town in Maryland.
The dude competed in major tournaments, including American Cornhole League World Championships, and built a following through both competition and social media. And authorities haven't gone into full detail about how everything physically played out, but they've made it very clear that if you're questioning whether he was capable of doing this, the answer is yes.
Not only did he allegedly fire the gun, he's also driving the car. What do you know about those circumstances on how he can even accomplish this?
What I would say is that his accomplishments and capabilities have been well documented on the internet. There's a YouTube channel and a lot of stories out there about what he is capable of doing. And we would urge anybody who has questions to just look at his name and look at the videos.
And yeah, she's right, because when I dug into his internet footprint, I found his YouTube channel pretty quickly. And his social media presence just reinforces my statement from earlier. He is the most able disabled person I've ever seen in my life. And sure enough, there are videos from his own channel showing him handling and firing a handgun using adaptive techniques. So, I mean, he's definitely capable.
Bro, I just can't get the concept around a nigga driving with no arms, and then you say something to him, and that nigga say, what? And he just pull his shit out. Like, how the fuck do you pull your shit out of your holster, nigga? Like, you just, nigga, up fire on the nigga, just, blah, blah. Like, no, bro, I can't believe it. I can't. Bro, we're in the Matrix at this point, gang, because how the fuck does niggas dying like this, gang?
I'm no longer in doubt that he can drive a car after seeing this. Like, this is just crazy. I am shocked we're even covering the story. It doesn't make sense. But I mean, I guess after seeing the footage, it does make sense.
Come on, fool. It take this nigga that long to climb. I'm kicking this nigga.
Because
what?
at the time of recording this, that video has over 300,000 views. And the other ones featuring weapons have a fair amount as well, which is a lot more than his gaming videos, which all have less than 1,000 views. And I guess the comments show why. But a while ago, I promoted gamer subs, and I promoted the free samples, and yeah, they sold out. Or, well, they didn't really sell because they're free samples, but they went out of stock in like less than an hour. I mean, just think about it. His best defense with 2 witnesses in the back seat would probably be firing the weapon would be hard for him, and he couldn't have done it. But now, with all these videos out, yeah, it's hard to say that now. I also have no doubt this will be played during trial as well. So, I mean, hey, but there's also been a mention that Weber has been an active participant in the league since late 2024. Which adds another layer to this, because it raises questions about what's been going on in his life leading up to this moment. Though, the league released an entire statement on this. And they said, "We respect the judicial process and will not comment on specific allegations or details while proceedings are ongoing." Which I don't really know why they would need to comment. I mean, is anyone expecting the American Cornhole League to give a response here? Anyway, once Weber is extradited back to Maryland, he's expected to face a 1st-degree and 2nd-degree charge along with other related offenses tied to what the police say happened that night. First degree basically means that prosecutors would have to argue if it was intentional and planned, even if that plan only existed for a short moment before it happened.
Nigga, intentional. Yes, that shit was intentional. If a nigga with no arms and no legs try to kill you, that shit was intentional, nigga. You pissed that nigga off. That is a zombie crawler, nigga. You know, y'all play COD and the zombie crawlers, how they beat your ass up. You don't even know they there, nigga. Hey, oh God, this nigga was a zombie crawler with a Glock. No
Second
bullshit.
degree is more about intent without premeditation, meaning it wasn't necessarily planned out in advance, but it was still a deliberate act. So right away, the entire case is going to come down to one big question. What was going through his head during that moment? Like, was this something that escalated suddenly during an argument, or was there anything that suggests this went beyond that? Because that difference will matter a lot with how this plays out in court. And again, there are two witnesses who saw the entire thing and even refused to help Weber afterwards. So it's not looking good for him. And those two witnesses will probably help the prosecution a whole lot. But I mean, the fact that the police say that he drove off with the victim still in the car, left the area, and was found later in another state, again, looks awful for him. So prosecutors are almost definitely going to use that to build a picture on what they believe happened and how he responded afterwards. But right now, we have someone who built a name off of overcoming extreme circumstances, now at the center of this extreme tragedy. And police are still looking for more details on the case, and they even have a tip line set up for it. But regardless, I mean, this is probably one of the most insane cases I've covered in a long time. So when we get some updates, I'll be here to update you guys.
Please update me. I want to know. But anyways, man, hey, shout out to you for overcoming your circumstances. But brother, nigga, if we got zombie walkers picking up Glocks, nigga, hey, we in trouble. Nigga, no bullshit. But anyways, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and watch the ground, nigga. See you the next one. Peace.